Hey guys. Hello, hello. Oh my God, I look like shit. I'm so sorry. Hi, it's Shannon. But you already knew that. Who's in here? Do say your name, please. I am absolutely exhausted. Today was an emotionally exhausting effing day. Who's in here? I know it's someone I like. Hit that like button, would you guys, when you come in? Where this is members only, we're going to be talking about a few things tonight. I'm going to be completely honest and open with you guys in a way I have not been yet. And if there's just one person in here, guess what? This is going to be private, maybe afterwards. We'll see. You will be my confessor. No, I didn't do anything wrong, actually. So let me put the chat on. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Get ready. Get ready for the big news that I am going to announce. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really. Thank you for hitting the like button. I really appreciate it. So I am absolutely dripping with sweat. It's really, really hot here. And that's all I can say. My throat hurts. It's been like I did not sleep at all last night. It has been a very rough, can you guys hear me okay? Is the sound all right? It's been a crazy, rough 3 or 4 days, but I'm going to tell you guys all about it. There's been a lot of crying today, lots of weeping. Hi, Kat. Hi, Marty. I'm so glad it's you guys. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. I'm having a watermelon popsicle, which is really, they're the best. Hold on. Here's the brand. It says Outshine, and it's an organic brand, but sometimes watermelon popsicles, which are my favorite thing in the whole world, this is my comfort food. Sometimes they're really gross, like if it's artificial flavors. Oh God, my hair is so gray. It's disgusting, but if it's real watermelon and there's no added sugar, it's the bomb. You're so right, Marty. Outshine is amazing. I'm a popsicle aficionado and amazing. So I want to tell you guys a story. We're going to talk about planning, right? I'm so happy that this is the project we're working on right now. Absolutely ecstatic. Please, everybody, hit the like button for these, especially these little videos. It actually really matters. So I just got off the phone with Aaron. I'm trying to decide if I need a light or not. Yeah, I guess I do. But like, you can see how sweaty I am. All right, so do you guys want to hear the story I have to tell first, or do you want to do business first, where we talk about what we're gonna do? I don't have a whole lot to tell you about what we're gonna do, except for, we're gonna do research on elderly abuse story. Yeah, we'll do a story. I know, can you tell? I'm like, it's killing me. It's like, I cried all day today. So if I cry, don't get upset. It's just normal. But, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what happened. So, I have friends that I met at the opening in Chicago, and I stayed in an Airbnb during that time. It's okay. And I met someone that's like a really, really good friend of mine. She's amazing. I love her. She's like one of the nicest people on the planet. And you guys, I've interviewed her. I'm not going to say who she is, but she's an amazing person. You guys love her too. And she is a protester, but she does not stream. And she was sexually assaulted by a second gen. And the same person has been harassing 8 of us, mods, protesters, and um, streamers. So some of us, like me, have their face on camera, and some don't. Some you would never know. There was one on Liz Ferris's live last night that outed herself. She's a mod. And we had a Zoom call today with the victims just to talk about what we wanted to do about the situation, because the person that did it is a streamer and a second gen Scientologist. And we knew that, you know, we talked and thought a lot about what needed to be done about this. The person that he sexually assaulted, all I'm gonna say about her is that she is the victim of childhood sexual abuse. And it was the situation, as you can imagine, is bad enough as it is, but she was really, you know, that old trauma got triggered, of course. And so she has been like on the verge of, at different times, you know, suicidal ideation. And it's been a big fucking mess. And none of us knew anything about each other. We all thought we were the only one. This person was incredibly gross with his shit. And he was also extremely manipulative and cruel. And he is a snake. And he is also has a history of serial rape. And I just found this out today. So that his name is Louis Repetto. And you guys are the first people that know this, but believe me, everyone else is going to find out. So we got together today, wrote a letter about our feelings about what needs to change to make it safer in this environment, and what needs to be done with him, and what people should know to keep themselves safe. And I promise you that there is nothing that anyone did to in any way encourage that shit. He is a sick fucker, and he should be in prison for everything he's done for the rest of his life. And FYI, there's a child living in that household. So I have made a police report, and I have reported, I've done everything I can to protect that kid. And I will continue to do so to make sure that the authorities know what's going on. I have no evidence at all that he's done anything to the kid, but I have a ton of evidence that he has sexually assaulted multiple people, and he has sent the most vile things unsolicited to at least 8 of us. There are 8 of us that we know of for sure. And we have evidence. We have all the evidence, including my email to him saying, this is completely inappropriate. Don't fucking ever write me again. And you could pull this whole movement down on all our heads with your irresponsibility. Like, for what? And at that time, I had no idea that I was not the only person. And everyone has known. So apparently it's been a hidden secret that he is this way and behaved this way in the Sea organization. And I guess we were the last to know, haha. So he has apparently, we did not know that there was anyone else. The way, I can't even tell you, if I told you how we found each other, it was like a series of absolute weird situations. Someone asked me because of the way he looked on remember the series I did with him? And I owe you guys an apology for putting this asshole on the internet. And I haven't decided. I think I may have to go on a live and apologize to my viewers for doing that. I had no idea who he was. and what he was, but other people did. So someone was just here and then left. So I'm sure the word's getting out. Apparently, this is all that's been being talked about for the last 4 or 5 days behind the scenes, and everyone knew but the 8 of us. So, that's what's going on. That's the person responsible. He has taken down most of his shit off the internet, and he is, in the words of one of the second gen men today, he is finished. He's dead to us. So I can only hope and pray that that's true, and that the police do what they should have done a long time ago. So that's the situation. There's the story. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer. I know I have to apologize for doing that shit I did with him. But you have to know that I would have never, yeah, Michael, no one knew. We didn't know either. We thought every one of us, there are 8 of us that we know of, and every one of us thought we were the only one until a couple days ago. Like it took Mandy, the Liz Ferris's mod, to come out before we knew the extent of it. My friend and I thought we were the only ones. She confided in me not very long ago that he had done that. And she was worried about me because it was during those 5 episodes that shit happened. And she was worried about him hurting me. So she got in touch with me at the end and said, has he ever done anything? And I said, yes. He sent me the most disgusting thing, but I laughed at it. My response was to laugh. But I didn't know I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I laughed at his picture. It was gross. And told him don't ever do it again. And he didn't. And, but what he did I just can't believe what he's done. And so anyway, everyone knew but us, apparently. All the streamers knew. All the creators knew. And so I decided, I talked to various people all day today about I didn't like watching those interviews with him. Only thing you've done I didn't like. Yep. Very good eye. I told you have a good eye, Kat. We are here to support you. Oh, thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. I feel guilty. The only thing I feel is guilty. I never felt victimized or anything like that, because I said my piece but I had I've seen everything he's done now. I've seen the stuff that was just text, and it's horrid. It's like disgusting. And I've seen the pictures and the videos and all that shit, and it's horrible. It's like really horrible. It's nothing that you could imagine. Like, think about the worst thing you can imagine. It's disgusting. And so I just feel guilty that I let my friend, I just feel terrible that this has happened. I'm really worried about that kid. So we talked a lot. I talked with a lot of people today about, including Aaron. I just got off the phone with him about should we go live about this or not. And he's right. He said, do everything with the police first, and then we can talk about like internet safety and stuff. And because we wrote a letter, and I don't know how I feel about that. I think it was cathartic for us. Like, we needed to be with each other, and like, thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. I'm gonna stop crying in a minute. And so I thought that it was really good for us, to get together and talk about what happened and how it happened. And we didn't talk about details we were careful to preserve evidence. So we didn't talk about details like how the actual events occurred, but we talked about how we were groomed. All of us were groomed. It was like professional style, Scientology style. And the funny thing is, I totally can understand how someone could fall for a cult. I never could understand that. I never could. I thought, you have to be stupid. And now I see like how that could happen. They are smooth, very smooth. It's an inch at a time, and it's poking around you for the soft spot. You know what I mean? Looking for the weak spot. And then, you know, oh wow, he just like worked the angles like a pro. Yeah, talk about finding your ruin and, you know, your insecurities and then speaking to those. Like how, you know, if flattery doesn't work, then try, you know, withdrawing. It's just like, just the most disgusting, um, yeah, I just feel bad about everyone that got hurt. I mean, I feel really bad for my friend because she's just really not doing very well. So anyway, yeah, you know, none of us did anything wrong. I just want everyone to know because people, I guess all the creators are talking about this now. Um, because the creators are talking about it, oh God, yeah, he has to know because he took everything down off the internet. His shit is gone. He deleted his Facebook, changed his name on Instagram. Beware, you guys. My popsicle's melting. He is absolutely he's still harassing one of his victims with other names. So he's still out there. He just he's deleted every way that he's known publicly. And the person that he sexually assaulted, he is in touch with, keeps changing his name on Instagram and sending her messages. And yeah, just like harassing the fuck out of her. He was calling her all day yesterday till she blocked him. And then he would call from a different number. And he did that a bunch of times. And so, yeah, he's devious, and we found out that he's been doing it since he was in the Sea Org, and it's not just sending pictures, that's the thing. It's not about that. It's about control and domination and the shock and trauma it causes. It's about violence. It's not about sex. It's not a sex thing, okay? I just want everyone to know that I have no problem with the freak community. Like, I mean, who am I to have a problem with anybody's sexual life? Like, it's not about, as a matter of fact, believe it or not, the freak community is the most concentrated on consent that I know of. Consent is everything. And if he had consent, I'm sure he would have lost interest. It was all about beating you over the head, you know? We have somebody that has over a 1 month period, over 100 photos and videos. So 3 times a day on average, he's doing this. It's not about sex. It's about violence and domination and control and shock. And if he knew I was crying, I bet he'd be happy about that. So that's what's going on. That's what Liz Ferris was talking about yesterday. That's what apparently everyone's talking about now. They don't know who the victims are. And I'm the only one now, besides Mandy, who outed herself last night, that's in the open. Yes, grooming and that's exactly what it was, you know? And every person that we found to talk to that was on the Zoom call today also was assaulted as a child. Every single one. And some of them are one of them was another second gen. So, so now you know I'm one of them, and I didn't do anything wrong. So I want to say, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm one of them, so you know, because you know me. But it's 100% unsolicited and yeah, violent, in the sense of non-consensual, I guess, and really obsessive. So does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I can't believe you guys brought notebooks and this is the shit I have to dish out. I'm sorry. Maybe she needs to go dark. Well, she is not a streamer. She protests, but she does not stream. Nobody knows her ID. Kat says, I feel if somebody like this can get to you, they can get to anybody. And that is the truth. How scary. Because I never did a thing to indicate that I was interested. And even if I had, I didn't do, even if I did, I don't deserve that. No one does. And I reacted with clear communication that it was unacceptable. And he answered, Roger that. That's what he said, Roger that. And one other time after that, then he wrote me and said, can I send you something? And I said, send it to your girlfriend. Because I had told him, yeah, she is. She has now. Yeah. We think that she is because we don't know for sure. Wait, I'm not speaking for anyone but myself, okay? I'm speaking for me. What I think is that she does know because the camera angles, yeah, that kind of stuff. It was obvious. She knows. She was in them. And it was obvious. She knows. Yeah, it really does go to show, like, you don't have to do anything wrong to be the recipient of something like that. I don't see myself, I want to say this again, I do not see myself as a victim. I don't. Like, I showed it to my friend and we laughed because I thought it was just me. I thought he was just getting his freak on, like, one night, you know? But when I found out how bad it was and who some of the people were, I could not believe. These are people that have had horrible childhoods, like the most vulnerable. And it's sickening. It's sickening how they know who to pick on. It's horrible. No, when I found that out, it just makes me ill. And I've lost a lot of sleep over that little girl that lives there. Sorry, Lou, you asked for all of this. If you see this, you deserve every second of the misery you're going to get. I only hope that kid gets away from you. Yeah, I'm not going to privatize this. In fact, I might make it public. Because we thought a lot of streamers want to do this story. They want to come. Oh my God, if I told you guys that part of it, you would, I don't want everyone to lose faith in everything, you know? But everybody wants to do this story and everybody wants to be the one to tell who it was, who did it and who was victimized. And it's only my story to tell. It's not for anyone else to tell. And you know, I talked to a lot of people and I thought about it a lot. I was up all night thinking about this, and I decided that I have to tell my own story. Nothing else will suffice except going to the police and making sure the police do what they should, everything they can with the evidence I have, and telling my own story from my own perspective. And I haven't heard, there are people that we did not talk to that we know were victimized that I have not even seen. I don't know who they are myself. So you figure there are a lot. It's been going on for years. Both things, both physical and on the internet. That was Michael. Michael says maybe a joint stream of all the victims on one of the creators' channels. See, this is what we were going to do. this is what happened, okay? It's important for me to tell you guys this. We wrote a letter. We had a Zoom call today, and I took Zoom notes. And we decided early on in the call that we wanted to put out a letter. And then oh, thank you, Marty. So I started taking Zoom notes, and throughout the call, we put something together, and we said, okay, we voted. We had Liz Ferris, Miriam Francis, Aaron, there was one other person, but I can't think of it now. It wasn't, the reason for Aaron was the size of his channel. We wanted to get it out to as many people as possible. But Aaron called me, and he was, let's just say that the phone call did not go well at all to start. In fact, I said, you know what, fuck you, Aaron, and I was hanging up the phone, and he was like, hold on. So there was no meeting of the minds, and he was voted as number one. But I found out that because we wanted him to read our letter so that other people would be protected. He's a serial predator. And he said, if you have to go to the police first and then do it on your own channel, basically. He said, don't speak for me. I'll release a letter through Liz Ferris. And I said, okay, I'll pass your compassion and love on to the victims. I'll pass that on for you. And he goes, don't speak for me. I'll send a letter to Liz Ferris, an open letter to Liz Ferris. I said, good, go for it. And then he said, hold on. He's like, this is not how I want. I said, that's not how I wanted it to go either, but you are not who I thought you were at all. And he said, well, I feel like you're blaming me for this. I'm like, what? Then I found out a lot of information that I never had, which is everyone already knew about his propensities. And Aaron had tried to warn people in the past and was blamed as like someone who was targeting someone for no reason. So he thought we picked him because it's his fault, even though I said it's because of the size of your channel. So we both took a step back and then started talking about, because he does not get it. He does not get it. And I started crying, and because I feel so bad for Kate. And then he said, and I can't take it, just stuff like he knew, he already knew, but he couldn't do anything. He felt like, so. Anyway, so then we cried and apologized to each other. But I look like a fucking wacko right now. I'm sorry. My fear personally was that someone would say, oh, they're just crazy girls. You know, the whole party line. They're just crazy girls. And he said, let me be 100% clear. He is dead to me, and he is finished in this community. This has nothing to do with whether I believe you. He said, I believe you 100%. And he said, 1,000%. I will tell you, no one's coming after you guys for this. I know that you're telling the truth. So, anyway, we apologized to each other. And he said many times he was very sorry for coming at me like that. and that he was feeling very defensive. And I would have never imagined his reaction would have been like that. It freaked me the fuck out. I was like, he's way worse than anyone has ever said. But what do you guys think about a letter? Do you think, so my idea was to write a letter that doesn't name names once everybody knows it's Lou. Cause I was gonna tell the story no matter what. So once everyone knew it was Lou, we could just write a letter so that people don't, we felt as never ends. Only you guys will understand this because, and I don't think an ex-Scientologist can understand how we feel often, and tell me if I'm wrong, throughout these discussions with these women, I found that they felt like we, as never ends, don't really have a valid voice. Like the second gens and the people that escaped Scientology are the ones with the corner on suffering, kind of. And like, we don't have a right to say, you know, what happens with us. And that if we do, and it's one of them, they're going to close ranks. And he goes, nobody thinks that. He said, name one person, one ex-Scientologist that made you think like that. And I couldn't think of it at the time, but I can right now, actually. And it is only one. But it's true. For whatever reason, we created it ourselves, you know? Whatever reason is, we feel like we are like the ugly stepkids in the relationship, you know? Like, yeah, that was a good laugh. Actually, just so you guys know, I talked to Kate, to my friend too, and she was, we were laughing when we hung up really hard because we talked about driving to Lou's house and ringing the doorbell and punching him in the throat. And we laughed really hard about that. So, but we don't know any better than you guys would or anybody else would know what the best way to handle it is, other than there's no doubt in my mind or that I need to go to the police and tell my story and make sure that I do everything I can to see that kid is safe. Because it's not just her, it's every other person. Normal people don't act like that. Oh, is his channel still on there? Did they really? Mark Headley used to put us down? God, I don't even remember. I have a bad memory. You know this. What did they say? Like, because I was so sure, I was positive that the best we could hope for is maybe some of the women would be on our side. And also, I want to tell you guys something. Pearl Snappy is the only person I confided in that wasn't a personal friend. She is a personal friend, but that I don't know really, like someone I don't talk to, weekly at least. She was the only person I told about what happened to me. And she, from day one, was behind all of us. Me first, only thinking it was just me. And then she was the one that heard about the people that we didn't know about, my friend and I. Some of them. And then someone else got in touch with me by text, email. And then someone else got in touch with my friend that he assaulted. And then someone else, actually 2 people got in touch with my friend that he assaulted. And they showed us receipts, everything, including them telling him to fuck off, all that stuff. All we saw. So there's no, in case you guys get, caught up in an argument or you see anything about me, because I'm going public, that you will know what the facts are. I have the receipts, and I have given them to Pearl Snappy, who's keeping them all in all of the evidence is in on the cloud, on a cloud, in a with all the metadata still attached to it. It's so no one can see it, and it's like locked up tight and secure, and for the legal authorities, and we have provided it all proof and then plenty to show that it was unsolicited and absolutely vile. And if his girlfriend didn't know about it, she's gonna have his balls, trust me. Because everybody has seen her now. No, not everybody, just us. Just the lucky ones. So let's see, but what was I gonna, yeah, so I don't know how to handle it. We didn't know, but Pearl was behind us. And she said unequivocally from day one, her and Liz Ferris told us, whatever you guys decide to do, we are behind you. Let everybody know we are behind them 100%. We believe them 100%. No hesitation. So thank you, Pearl. Thank you, Pearl Snappy, for being a true fucking warrior. Just be prepared for more to come forward after you speak out. That's what I fully expect and hope. I hope not that more people are hurt, but I already know they are. And I want them to have the support that I have. So Aaron told me without any reservation that the whole community is behind us 100%. So he goes, I will not allow people to go after you. Like if you guys think that we're gonna let some viewers say some shit, we're not gonna allow it. No one is. He said he is finished, and we believe you 1,000%. So when I heard it from Pearl first, and then, thank you, Marty. Marty said, damn straight, we got you. That's integrity, that's integrity. That's true friendship and loyalty. That's us being stronger. That's why I told you guys, the last line in the letter is, the more we support each other, the stronger we are to fight Scientology. And that's a fact. And the more we flush this kind of garbage out of our midst, the stronger we are and the more effective we're gonna be. This is not one of those situations, and I don't think Ellie was either. We have to stop characterizing stuff as drama that is real life injury, crime. That's real life crime. Because when we wash that stuff out of our community gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I am more committed today to fight this fight than I was the day of the opening in Chicago. Because I'm fighting not just, I hold Scientology in part accountable for what happened to all of us. And that is in no way, shape, or form meant to provide an excuse for Lou Repetto's disgusting behavior. But I hold Scientology in part responsible. I don't care what anyone says. So it makes me even more committed to help the helpless, You guys, I already know. You guys, nobody gets involved with this stuff unless they have a huge heart. So I already know that about you guys. I already know you're good people. Michael, Kat, Marty, I already know that about you guys. You know right from wrong, and you're willing to take a stand and show your face. Yes, Lewis was a really good auditor, I guarantee you. He was really, really good at what he did. And nobody did anything wrong. We really didn't. I saw it. Nobody did anything wrong, and we all said stop. And with one exception, me, he refused to stop. I was the only one he stopped with. And maybe because I'm a lawyer, I'm not sure why, but I was the only one. And again, he did approach me again, remember? And I said, tell it to your girlfriend, and then that was it. Never again. The funny thing, and I know I can tell you guys this because you know I'm going to tell you the truth no matter what. Scientology is a perfect place for slime balls. I think they make them, they create them, you know, and some of them are like that when they're born. And Scientology certainly can't help that situation, you know, like that lady we were just talking about whose son stabbed her to death, Ellie, whatever her name was, Clark, I can't remember. They make problematic people much, much worse. And so when I first started interviewing Lou, I thought, and I swear to God this is the truth, as I swear to by my children's lives this is the truth, I thought he was an odd, kind of sad character. I believe that he was ruined, basically, by Scientology. I thought he was completely bizarre and that he was crazy. You found lots of men and women predators, yes, they're all over. But, and why that is, why people do that, I don't know. I know almost nothing. I learned a little bit about the purpose, like what the part they enjoy, and the part they enjoy is the part that makes you uncomfortable. It is a crime of violence. Even internet sexual assault is a crime of violence. It's not that they want to, you know, get cozy with you. It's that they want to shock and appall you. And if you saw the photos, you would understand. It's not meant to be anything nice at all. But, wait, what was I? Sound like Lou. Oh, so I really thought, I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for him. In the den of wolves, and I'm feeling sorry for them, right? That's how stupid and naive. But none of us did anything wrong, you know? I thought he was weird. I knew that. You can tell. You have to be stupid. But so what? A lot of people are weird. I'm kind of weird. And I thought, well, yeah, if you were in a cult, you'd be weird too. And he actually used that. Oh, I'm sorry, he said to one of his victims. I guess I don't know what's appropriate because I grew up in a cult. This is after he had been told, you know, thousands of times probably, this is not appropriate. Don't ever do this again. He's like, oh, I guess I don't know boundaries. He actually used that on one person. He doesn't, and I believed it. Hook, line, and sinker. I believed he was innocent. Messed up by a cult, that's all. I got it, I took all that shit down. I don't know if you guys noticed, but days ago so I needed to preserve evidence, and I don't have anything at the moment with enough memory to download it all. So I will, but I had to I've made everything private and took his name off everything. And picture off of everything. So you're going to be seeing that a lot on the internet. There's going to be a lot of erasing Lou Repetto, the serial rapist. So Michael, my apologies for not being able to tell you about this the other day, but I hadn't talked to the other people yet. I hadn't talked to anyone yet, and I just couldn't yet. You know, because I'm holding secrets for other people. It's like, you just never know what the right thing to do. But I had to think about it a lot. You know, the old gears don't move the way they used to. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I had to, yeah, it's StreamYard that I'm going to download it from. But I had to, instead of deleting it, oh, it's in both places, you mean? Oh, that's what you were trying to say the other day. It's both places, 2 different videos. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that point completely. Okay, so I can take everything off of YouTube and not worry about it because it's in StreamYard. I'll double check. Yes, that makes sense. I've been not sleeping, you can imagine, right? It's just keeping my friend's secret has been really hard. And the fact is that she is not going to the authorities yet. And I want her to so bad. And I'm trying very gently. She's been suicidal. So what are you gonna do, you know? Listen, bitch, you have an obligation. No. There is a way to download from YouTube that works most of the time. We'll email you. Okay, thank you, Michael. Now you understand why I was being so bitchy about that. I apologize. I just couldn't. Yeah, keeping other people's secrets is hard. And keeping any secrets from me is very hard. If I don't say things out loud, it just feels like such a burden. If they matter, you know, and I don't say it honestly, like if there were 1,000 people here listening to this, I would never be talking like this, not anything like this. I would have, I would be reading the notes from the Zoom meeting. I would make sure not to say anyone's name. Yes, I realize I said it. And I would also, I would be prepared. I would never talk like this. But I also can't pretend like nothing happened, and I have an obligation to people he hasn't even met yet. He should meet Danny Masterson. That's who he should meet. That's who he deserves to meet. But I'll keep you guys posted on what happens. To be honest with you, okay, perfectly honest, I don't expect anything to happen as a result of my evidence. My evidence is like the second most mild. Or third, maybe, most mild. Because, wow, girl, it is okay if I call you that. Yeah? What a horrible burden. Well, I feel much better now. I feel better. I feel better having talked to Aaron. Even though we got off to a terrible start, the things he had to say were very important and helped me a lot and helped her a lot too. Very important. There is an order to things, and there are priorities, and going to the law is number one, because that kid is still in that house, and they had already deleted him. He told me that like 5 times. He's canceled. So it helped me a lot. We thought we were going to have to fight and like all these, like the people, like his audience was going to come after us, and she lives really close to him, and he knows where she lives because he assaulted her when he was taking her home from an audit. Okay, so yeah, don't do it. Okay, without consent, it is absolutely against the law. However, that is not what was sent. That's not what was sent. Do you really think I'd cry over a dick? I'm a 59-year-old woman who's given birth 4 times. So yeah. Now let's talk about our research, shall we? I need to take a breath. And then I have to go get the dog. The dog is probably dragging old Roger around the park right now. Yeah, it was him, but it wasn't, yeah. Let's see, thank you. I love you too, Kat. Yeah. I do. I love you too, Michael and Barty. I really do. I have a ton of respect for you guys and a lot of affection too. Wait, I wanted to tell you something else. Oh God. Hold on. Okay. Wow, this is embarrassing. I've never been completely speechless. was what Aaron had to convey was really, really important. Know that as much as I told the truth about how bad things started out, he must have said 5 times, he's canceled, he's gone, he's history. You guys don't need to do a thing. But then I was like, what about this kid? He's, so, and he's right. I mean, but see, sometimes it's hard to explain to people who have not had the experience of being sexually assaulted. But when you deal with the justice system, you guys all know you're not stupid, okay? I know this. I know you're really smart, and I'm not being condescending at all. But try to put yourself in like your mom's shoes, or your sister, or your daughter, or someone you really care about that's female. When you go to the police, the first thing that happens is you have to tell your story. So they take notes and they'll ask you questions, and so you'll have to repeat that story. Usually the worst parts of the story, because they're most compelling and relevant. And so you repeat those things over and over. Then it gets assigned and they give you a report. Then, aw, thank you, Michael. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So then they take the report, and it's in writing, and it's like public access kind of writing. And not only that, but now it goes to the detective first. So the detective comes and asks you the same questions, and they ask you over and over again the same questions. Then the detective goes and talks to the perpetrator, and the perpetrator says, she's a crazy bitch, that shit was consensual, 100%, blah, 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 blah. They're all crazy, they go out to churches and scream at the people at the church, and whatever they say. And then the detective comes back and tells you everything the perpetrator said about you, and then questions you about those parts of your story again. Then it finally goes to the state's attorney's office, if it goes anywhere, which is a huge if, because it's a very low percentage of sexual assault cases that actually get tried, much less convicted. So then it goes to the state's attorney. They call you, you're a witness, you get a subpoena, then they call you and say, come in. You go in and they ask you about your story, and you tell each of the lawyers that's on the team, the trial team, your story, probably separately, and you go over the worst of the worst over and over again. And then if in the best case scenario, you don't have to tell it again until you go to trial. But usually it takes years, and lawyers get replaced, and you have to repeat it again. And sometimes they publish it in the newspaper, and sometimes people out you on the internet, and they'll tell your name and send pictures and say, how could he ever fuck an ugly girl like that? And all that kind of stuff happens. And then in the best case scenario, you tell it at trial and he's convicted. And then what? Like, you feel better? You don't feel better. There's nothing good about it unless there's a child involved, like in this case. So if you already are traumatized by childhood sexual assault, and something like this happens to you not once but twice in your adult life, that shit is gonna trigger. And some of them are suicidal. So, I mean, you can see why, right? If you think about your mom or your sister or someone you love, your wife, you can see why they wouldn't want to go to the police. It's like survival. It could be their very lives on the line. And that's how it feels to her right now. And I do understand that completely. But my choice for me is I'm going to the cops. I don't give a fuck. Like I told you guys a long time ago, I have nothing to lose. And nothing's gonna... I don't know why. Somehow I'm unbreakable. So let's talk a little bit about elderly people. Let's just talk about research right now. Let's talk about where we should research. So I will... Honestly, among all this, amidst, I guess, all this shit, I have not talked to Mike Brown. I know it's hard to conceive of, but I have not reached out to him yet, so I promise you I will do that this week. In fact, I'll do it tonight when I get done with this. And then after that, Nona, Marty, did you really? What did you find? Tell us. It's so exciting. I was going to say Marty's got all the FOIA requests, and actually we all have access to that. It doesn't even have to be, you can look it up in your own jurisdiction and find local answers to other people's FOIA requests, and we can make our own too. It doesn't always take forever. Sometimes it doesn't. It's amazing. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. So we can do that too. We can each go to our own jurisdiction, or we can split up the federal agencies. And does anybody here have experience with making FOIA requests? There was another elderly abuse victim. Tony Ortega wrote about it back in 2019. Did he say the name? If he said the name, let's all go read it. I happen to support Tony Ortega because he's been sticking with this stuff for a while. Oh, it was a man. Why did I say she? Ephraim Legeria. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ephraim. I love that name. It's very old-fashioned. So, do you guys have a hotline, do you know, in a local hotline for elder abuse? We do in Chicago. And there is also, the mayor's office here has an office on elder abuse, dedicated just to elderly abuse. Graham Berry represented him. Oh my gosh. We can get in touch with him, no problem. Graham Berry's a good guy. He's been fighting Scientology for a long time. Come on in, you guys. Hold on. Sorry, I'm still on. It's okay.
Sorry.
No, don't be. Thank you. Was he awful?
No, at the very end we got this phalanx of little kids that wanted to get them out of there.
Yeah, I heard there. So Monty ran into a lot of little kids at the park, apparently. And I bet they were in bikes, too. Look how excited he is. He's playing with his ball. He's really cute. Would I just go to my courthouse and ask if they have FOIA reports on elder abuse? No, all that information is going to be online. It's all online. You don't have to go anywhere. Just Google, Nona, tell her how to find FOIA requests. As I recall, I just Googled Chicago. Oh, that's right. This is what I did. I did my own FOIA request, but before that, I Googled Chicago FOIA requests and Scientology. And I think the two addresses, Lakeview and Chicago. I think one hurdle will be that a person in a cult who's been abused doesn't recognize it as abuse. Perhaps for years after leaving the cult, but then the statute of limitations may apply and, supporting evidence may be stale or non-existent. That's true. However, the information I expect to get is not from the victims themselves, but from family members. Yeah. And the statute, in this case, when someone does not have the cognitive ability to report on their own, statute of limitations doesn't start running until someone in the family, someone who does have cognitive ability to report, does it. And by the way, elder abuse is mandated reporting as well as child abuse. It is in Illinois. Guys, check your jurisdictions for that, would you? Just Google it. Is elder abuse reporting mandated in whatever state? Just Scientology. Scientology, medical neglect, only two issues. Medical, unless you guys feel differently. Medical neglect and financial crimes, like stolen ID, Social Security fraud, that kind of stuff. Graham asked for people to contact him. Oh, very nice. Did he give an email address? Because I'll reach out to him, one lawyer to another. I mean, it works, believe it or not. There is some, what is that, fraternal respect or something? if they signed up for books or courses. Number 1, if they signed up for books or courses. Number 2, bank loans. What's number 3? There it is. If they had a lot of overdrafts. Yeah, because you know what the problem is going to be? There's a lot of people that are just don't have relationships with family. Credit cards they didn't open, right? Well, what happens is they get asked to pay for services for other people and say it's a loan, and then they just, wait them out till they die, never repay them. And probably there never was anybody that needed services. And because why else would they max them out, right? And they lie. It's bank fraud to lie on a loan application, even if it's just a credit card. What's up? Are you all right?
No, I'm just wondering, did I do that?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. I don't care.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't
He
be.
did not poop.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that.
Aw, thank you so much.
But he did drink a lot of water.
Good. That's good,
And
because
he was very happy out there
Aw.
checking out everyone's shoes.
Oh, good Lord. Was he licking?
He was just, somebody come by with really bright shoes and they run out.
And they think he's attacking,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I know. Monty is a shoe sniffer. He has a weird shoe interest. And so he runs at people like darts at their shoes and they think he's coming to bite, but he just sniffs their shoes. It's really weird.
Shoe fetishist.
Yeah. Shoe fetishist, Roger says. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
doing that.
And I love spending time with the dogs. So if
I
you-
know you
If you
do.
need help tomorrow, let me know.
Okay, thanks. Actually, I will. I have 2 doctor's appointments in the morning.
Oh, what time?
The first one's at 7 and 11. 7 o'clock. Yep,
Okay.
it's early.
I'll actually be up, so just
Really?
message me. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
Alrighty.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, sorry, guys. Yeah, so being separated from your family. Number 6. Whoa. Battery died. Number 6. Especially if a staff member harassed or assisted with the opening credit cards or obtaining credit line increases. Well, okay, listen. Have you guys watched, let's start with this. Have you guys watched Rosemary Chickawa's story? Mike Brown's mom. My friend's dog sticks her head in people's hair. That's so totally something Monty would do. He's such a weirdo. It's embarrassing too because you're like, I don't know how to explain that at all. But have you guys all watched Hi Wise Mama? Hello. You missed the crying part. It's all over. I feel great. It is embarrassing. I know. Yes, her story correlates with all of the above. Yes, it does. And also, so it's the Regis, apparently, that are responsible for actually committing the fraud. So the Regis are the ones that fill out the bank loans, they say. No, don't. Please don't go back. It's disgusting. Please don't. Please don't. Yeah, so we need to check and see if there have been cases already in our own jurisdictions with the state's attorney's office. I wonder, does anybody here have any local government contacts? The email in the article was, are these numbered items things that were in the article, or Marty, or those are yours about how they're abused? Can you tell me, is it the article? Was that in Ortega's article, those numbers? The numbered items, I mean, not the numbers. You know what I mean. So let's all commit this week to They were. Okay, gotcha. Well, thank you so much for doing that. Let's all commit to reading that article and watching Rosemary's videos where Mike tells her story. Mike Brown tells her story. If you haven't already, and let's take notes about avenues we can think of to go down research-wise. I want to know I'm going to find out from the state's attorney's office here if this is something they've ever tried before. They'll know. Because, I mean, crime against Scientology, elder abuse, they'll know. The ones that are there will know if it's something that happened during their tenure. Because it's weird. It's a weird case. Is that a good place to start, you guys? I apologize. We kind of got hijacked this week with my personal stuff, and I apologize for that. Thank you, Michael. It's from 2019. There's the link. Okay, and that link takes you to the article. So let's read the article, watch Rosemary's videos, and make notes about places we want to look from now on in research. Also, God, I almost forgot. From now on, you guys, is it okay with you if we meet on a Zoom call? Does anyone not use Zoom or know how to use Zoom in here? Is there anybody that does not know how? Please say so. I will personally walk you through how to do a Zoom call. I have an account there where you basically have unlimited. Okay, good. Zoom is so easy. And also we could do it on Google Teams. We can do it on Microsoft Teams. But my preference is Zoom just because I have an account, which means we can have basically unlimited numbers of people in our meetings and for unlimited periods of time. Because, oh my God, I just got an email from one of the victims. Okay, so from now on, we're going to meet by Zoom. I think I'm getting rid of my memberships. I'm going to start doing everything I do public, except for this stuff, which is going to be entirely private. What do you think, guys? I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. But I'm telling you, you're one of the biggest reasons I'm still here. Ask Marty. I would have been gone by now if it weren't for you guys. Do you really? Oh, Kat, you were the one I was most worried about. Okay, Michael, what do you think? He might be gone. Michael, what do you think about Zoom for privacy's sake? I think with Dream Exchange, they came in. Actually, Ellie came in. Did I tell you guys what happened? I did, didn't I? If not, ask me next week, remind me. Ellie came in and took some of our Hillary Murphy's research and dropped it into Windy City's chat. Oh, good, Michael, you're okay with Zoom? Okay, that's everybody. That's all the researchers. I will get to Hillary and Hillary, because they're the only two that aren't here. Oh, and Z News. And let them know. Michael, are you going to see Z News anytime soon? I'll just send her an email, never mind. And let them know we're going to be meeting by Zoom. So every week on Sunday, I will send you, we're going to use the same password and the same ID every week. So, but in the beginning at least, I'll send it to you every Sunday. Does that sound good? Sunday's enough time for you guys, right? I don't want to put it out on my YouTube page at all, even in the members posts, because I don't want to take any chances on this one. I want us to be able to speak freely and share like detailed information about research without worrying about OSA or anyone else. Is Sunday at 6? Does anybody have a Sunday at 6 problem? Would you prefer it be earlier? Anything? Any preferences at all? Yes, I'm going to email the Zoom link to you every Sunday. Is emailing it to you Sunday early enough? If it's at 6 o'clock on Sunday? Like sometime in the early afternoon. Oh my God, you're right. Okay. Well, if I do it at 1 o'clock my time, it's going to be 11 a.m. your time. Is that enough time for you, Kat? If you get it by 11 a.m. your time, is that soon enough on Sunday? Well, let's say, yeah, I really can't do it any later than Sunday because if I promise I won't do it, I know I won't. Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's support each other and help each other. And I know we're going to be successful at this. I just know it. And here's the thing, even if we end up, oh, never mind. I'm just babbling. Never mind. Thank you guys a lot for being here. Kisses to you. Thank you so much for being here for me. I really appreciate it. I think I should make this private because I said her name. Oh, Kat, it's going to be awesome. I mean, it's not as fun as like 007 or anything, but it sure is fun to be successful. It's really a kick. It's great. Right, Michael? Really cool. So, okay, love you guys. Bye. I'll talk to you later. I really do love and appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all that support. And don't be mad at Aaron, okay? Everything turned out the way it should. And he apologized probably 5 times in that call, 4 times. All right, don't be mad. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.